Hey everyone, I'm super excited to bring, oh, come on. When have you ever seen me get super excited? All right, anyway, I got a video for you today, Jazz Piano College, Tony Winston. It is I Wish You Love, written by Charles Trenet and a few other people. The version I remember is by Gloria Lynn, but I did also listen to Nancy Wilson, and both great versions. And I have a chart here from Real Book 3, which is down in the description. And, you know, I actually was excited to bring kind of a slight twist on a concept that we've talked about before, which is when you're on the 3 chord in the key of E flat, and you go down to the flat 3 diminished, and the Barry Harris ideas that you can use there about different 7th chords, like for instance B7. But then, you know, I realized that those are not the right chords to this song. It just kind of goes to the 6 and the 2 like that, at least the versions I listen to. However, in the chart, they do actually have a diminished chord there kind of as a passing chord. So we'll talk about the concept, even though it isn't really used that much in this song, though it could be. All right, so let's take it from the top. Now, here's a song with an intro. You know, this is usually called like this is the verse, and then the part that we all recognize is the chorus. And on a lot of these songs, this prologue part is not very good, but on this song, it's great. So you want to learn this. And it looks like they're using that typical little Stairway to Heaven progression like that, right? Where you're moving the root down on a minor chord, and you keep moving it down. And the way I always heard it was like a D flat chord here, and then a B chord here. Just experimenting there, sorry. So this is what the chart has. I don't think Gloria Lynn does it like that, but I could be wrong. You know, when you see that sharp 11, sometimes you think, well, this is an altered dominant, but this really is more of an unaltered dominant than an altered one. This is like the exception to the rule. You know, you have a 9, you have a 13, and, you know, what do you got to put in for the 11th? You can't, I mean, you can put in the regular 11th, but then, you know, it's a clash with the 3rd, and it kind of makes it a suspended chord. And generally you use like unaltered ideas, like, you know, where you're not hitting flat 13s and flat 9s. You don't want to do that on this type of chord. It's probably because of the melody there that they write it that way anyway. All right? In the old days, they would have written that as B7 flat 5. All right, I'm taking too long. Now, here's where the song starts. I'm going to stop on these chords and do close-ups so you can see what they are. So I went to a diminished chord here. Don't ask me where that one came from. Okay. Barry Harris there, taking the diminished chord and turning it into one of the 4 7th chords. I'll put them up above my head. that you can use in a situation like this. And you know, the 4/7 chords are going to be like B, D, F, and A flat, because they're in minor thirds from each other, and that's the way this thing works. Oh, yeah. So. And then the second ending is. All right. No good. Let's try that again. You know, so I've got some doublings here. You know, I've got the 7th twice. I've got a 5th in there that I don't really need, but you know, I just want to. And I can even double the octave up here. Sounds fine. Okay, so, you know, in any key that you're in, you should be aware of the front door 2-5-1, which is F, B flat, and E flat, and the back door 2-5-1. That's where you're up on the 4 chord, and when it becomes a minor, you do this 2-5, but, you know, instead of going to G flat, it's a temporary 2-5, so you go 2-5. It's not really the 2-5, but you know, it's the 5 chord and the flat 7 chord. But you know, in thinking in G flat, it's like a 2-5. So we call it a temporary 2-5, and then you go back to the root. All right, very common chord progression. So you know, whatever song you're playing, you know, be aware that that might be there. If it's a jazz standard, for sure. And a lot of times, you know, you can forget the minor chord and just go right to that 7th chord. See, that'll work. Watch. Okay, right to D flat. 6/9 chord, like that. You can fill it in with all kinds of stuff if you want. Once again, the 9th is dangerous, but it's okay. It's in the key signature. You know, if I was up on G minor, it'd be even more dangerous. But in F minor, it's okay. You know, because we're in the key of E flat, right? So this 9th is in the scale of E flat. Right? When you play a G minor, the 3 chord, that note is not in E flat major scale. So you have to be more careful with it, but doesn't mean you can't use it. All right, there's a closed voicing, and I dare anybody to say that sounds bad. So, you know, don't think that you have to play everything the way people show you that jazz players play. So, you know, Nancy Wilson and Gloria Lynn, I think they do it like no, that's not how they do it. Let's just listen to it real quick one time.
I wish you shelter from the storm. I close my eyes to keep you warm, but most of all.
Hey, she does the little diminished chord in there. But Gloria Lynn, now she does.
And in July, a lemonade to cool you in some leafy glade. I wish you.
Here's how Gloria Lynn does it, and I'll take it up into this key. Though she does it in the key of C, and you know, you might want to transpose this chart into the key of C, you know, to really learn the structure of the song, if you know, if that helps you. Back to the 1 chord. Then to the 3 and the 6, and then the 2. You know, so it's right. You know, it's scale tone 7th chords. You know, everything right in the key signature. You know, no secondary dominance or anything like that. 3, 6, 2. Right there, you know, that's the 9th, so it's an unaltered dominant, but if we suspend it, then we get that beautiful chord, and you could even think about like A flat over B flat, be a nice way of doing it, or even use both of those notes. Okay, now, those of you who have stuck with me clear to the end of this video, God bless you. The diminished chord going down here. Right there. So thinking about the 4 7th chords, dominant 7th chords that Barry Harris discovered that you can use on this kind of diminished chord. You know, the 4th would be a D 7th. So I'll put that in right here. There's D 7th with the melody note. You can add this stuff in underneath, no matter what the melody note is. So what would another one be? Another one would be B 7th. Right? That's kind of an interesting one there, especially if you like put the 7th with it here. I mean, that's just a chord you're not going to come up with very often, and if you do come up with it, you know, get your little you know, database of chords. You know, like for major 7th chords, I got all these voicings, and these are all voicings with the 7th being the top note. You know, so let's go down to diminished chords here. There's some dominant 7th chords there. I used this years ago when I was taking lessons. Haven't looked at it in years, but it's probably a good idea. And these are diminished chords that have whole tone extensions. All right, so the one we've got here is a diminished 7th with a whole tone extension on the 7th. So the chord is this, and then we whole tone extend that. And now we're looking for voicings where, you know, we have an F sharp diminished. And we've got that. Let's see what I got in the book here. I got 1, 6, 3, 4. The sharp 5 would be that. Oh, it should be a D. It should be a D. Yeah, okay. That's pretty wild. And like, what 7th chord am I going for there? I got a B 7th right there. Yeah. So that's legal. And then, you know, like I said, you could add the melody note. And this is just another whole tone extension. So that's the chord. All right, but I came up with some other ones, right? I came up with this one, and also this one. All right, so I should add those to my little arsenal here. What did I say it was? D, C. The other one was B. But like I say, you could, the melody note is that. So, you know, that's not in D 7th, it's not in B 7th, but you can put that in the middle here. You know, you can go, here's B 7th with the melody note. And then D 7th, I'll do that one again. You know? Use that concept there of the B diminished, the B dominant 7th. Okay, thanks everyone. Hope you're super excited about it. I'll see you back here again real soon. Thank you very much.